Brownies are one of those top quick desserts that you want to whip up when you're at home. Everyone's got a way to make it, and this is mine. A very rich and decadent brownie recipe. Let me show you how to make this. The first thing to do is to melt your chocolate and your butter over a double boiler. To do that, just fill a pan with some water and add a heat-proof bowl over it, and make sure the water doesn't touch the actual bowl, and we just want the steam to warm up the bowl. And to that you will add the butter and the chocolate, which can either be a really dark chocolate like 70%, or you can use something like me, which is a 52% cooking chocolate, which is perfect for me. I've already broken up the chocolate in chunks within the pack, which I'm emptying into the bowl, and now mixing very slowly with the butter until I get a very smooth consistency. Keep mixing until you don't see any more lumps, and then let that chocolate cool for a few minutes. While your chocolate is cooling, crack 4 eggs into a bowl and mix very well. You want to use 4 large room temperature eggs. Add the beaten eggs to the melted chocolate and mix well. You want to make sure you keep stirring just in case that the melted chocolate ends up cooking the eggs, which it shouldn't if you've let it cool long enough. And as you're mixing, you will realize the melted chocolate really thickens up, and this is gonna add another level of depth and flavor to your brownies. If at any point you get tired of mixing, grab any little helpers you have around the house and get them to mix. It's quite a fun activity to mix with your kids up until the point where they end up eating all the chocolate. Or they tell you to let go and let them do it. Grab your dry ingredients and sift into the melted chocolate. If you read the ingredient list below, you will see that I have added cocoa powder to the flour mixture already. The addition of the cocoa powder adds another layer of flavor to the brownies. It gives it that sort of dark chocolate goodness. Now mix well with a spatula until you don't see any more lumps. A few tiny lumps are okay, those will dissolve as the brownie bakes, but you just want to make sure that you have a smooth looking batter, just like this. Now preheat your oven to 180 degrees and let's get ready to bake this. I'm using a 8x8 square pan, but you can use any pan that you have. Just line it with some parchment paper and add your brownie batter. At this point you can add any extra toppings that you want. M&Ms, Oreos, whatever you want. Just add it at this point and then use a spatula to level out your batter. In it goes in the oven, and now at this point the length is entirely up to you. A 20-minute bake time will make a very gooey brownie. 25 minutes will be slightly less gooey but will have more structure. A 30-minute bake time will be a much cakier brownie, so it is entirely your preference. Now this brownie has been cooking for 20 minutes. As you can tell, the outside is well cooked, but as we cut in the inside, you will see a very moist, gooey looking brownie, which is the texture that I personally like. Now remember, as the brownie cools, it will firm up quite a bit. Texture aside, this is a very rich and decadent brownie recipe, which is probably the only one you'll ever need.